Hey everyone, Happy New Year. So, in case you didn't see the video yesterday that I put out here on YouTube, I have deleted my YouTube channel and deleted all the chats, but there will be something coming up in the future that will take its place. So just hang tight and yeah, a solution is going to pop up in its place any moment, and we will carry on as we were there. The tribe chat didn't turn into what I was hoping for or expecting it to be. I just thought it was going to be, a community of people getting to know each other better and bonding and things like that. And then it just kind of went in all kinds of different directions and people arguing and all kinds of weird stuff. I mean, they weren't arguing too much, but you could tell there was a lot of ego involved in some of it. So I was like, one thing, like I said in the video yesterday, if you haven't seen that yet, is that I'm just trying to get I'm just reevaluating everything, and really, if it resonates with my heart, if it really resonates with my heart, I'm keeping it. And if it really feels loving and it's giving back and it's, a good positive ebb and flow, then I'm keeping it in my life. And if it doesn't, if it feels wonky or off or just not quite right, it's getting the boot. So, and feel free to do this in your own life. Obviously, I try to be an example for you guys as well. And sometimes you have to get kind of mad. Sometimes you do have to get like really adamant about, like, I'm not tolerating any of this anymore. This is nonsense. And I'm not talking specifically about necessarily anything. I'm just saying in general, if you're putting up with some ill treatment or any kind of stuff that you're just kind of like, see, I didn't even want to get in my tribe chat. I didn't even enjoy going in there because it just didn't have the best vibe in the world. So if I'm avoiding my own tribe chat, then I don't know why that was even there. So, and that's kind of not that there's any judgment on what happened to it either, because I think it happened just as it was supposed to. And I appreciated actually a lot that I was getting from it when I did get in there. However, if things don't work out as you had hoped, no matter what you've invested in it, it's time to get out of there. And I think that's the lesson in this whole thing. You may have had an intention to put something out there. This could be a project, or it could be a direction you were going to go with your life, or whatever it is. But the minute you say, you know what, this really doesn't resonate for me anymore. I don't really feel like like my stamp is on this. In fact, I don't even feel like I'm in it. If you are like this small in whatever you put out there that had a totally different intention, it was going to feel so much different. Then, even if it costs you, even if you've invested money in it or whatever, it doesn't matter. And I explained this in the last time. I'm only repeating myself because some people only watch these Q&As and they don't watch my other videos. I don't know why, but so I'm just going to repeat it. It's like, you may have invested $20,000 in something and you're like, oh, I don't want to take that money back. And trust me, I practice this in my own life. Okay. I've invested thousands of dollars in things that I've been like, it doesn't really resonate anymore. And I've totally gone back on it. Not even getting my money back. I'm just like, no, I can't partake. If it doesn't feel like me, if it doesn't feel good, I can't partake. So either I change it to make it more resonant for me, or I get out of it. Because say you invest that $20,000 or whatever into something, and you end up suffering for many years with that thing. Did it really actually ever serve you? Think about that. Or if you're doing it to people please somebody or to make somebody happy, did it really ultimately serve you? I would venture to guess no, and it won't. And in fact, you're probably like, say it's a relationship or a business partnership or something like that, where you thought, oh, I'm going to join up with this person. We're going to make all this money. You've invested $20,000 in it. Well, it probably, if it's not from your heart and totally resonant with you, It's not going to succeed, you guys. I hate to break the end to you. The end of the story, the end of the movie is that it fails. So that's a big lesson too, is to realize if it's not totally authentically you, it will fail eventually. And you'll end up getting a divorce and you'll pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in the end. So would you rather lose the $20,000 now and get the heck out of it, realizing that you'd gone down the wrong path? Or, and then when you start making the right decision, when you start doing things that are really, truly following your heart, that are very authentic for you, that actually pays off. So you may have lost the $20,000 there and you think that it's a loss, but it's really not. And I swear, you guys, I have seen these dynamics play out in so many different situations. I'm not just popping out some kind of Mary Poppins theory like this. Oh, theoretically, I give you good, solid advice here on this channel that I have seen in my own life and I've seen played out in so many people's lives that I know. It's not airy fairy. Take your money out. The minute you realize it is not in your heart's best interest, get the hell out of there. Get the hell out of there. And even if, you don't know the other direction that you're going to go in, you just know that that's not where your heart is. You don't know if you can quite trust it. You feel like you might be being manipulated. You see that they're a different person once you start getting to know them. You see that your partner kind of tries to cut corners and take shortcuts. Whatever starts to dawn on you, don't feel stupid about it. Just get the hell out of there. Because over here, even if you have zero, you're going to rebuild from your heart. Whatever this gets built into, it can become worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Whereas if you would have continued this route with the $20,000 you invested in, all greedy with your money, oh, I have to hold on to that. I have to hold on to that decision. It's making people happy. And I invested the money and I can't let go. It's like that you're not trusting God. You're choosing money and people pleasing over God is basically what you're doing, because God is your heart. God places the desires in your heart for you to be fulfilled and for you to be happy. Let go of the greed over the money. Let go of the greed over wanting to make people happy. And who gives a crap if people are happy with that decision that you made? If you're not happy with it, it doesn't mean squat. And you'll inspire the hell out of people if you say, you know what, even though I went that direction so far, and I decided to go in this direction because it helps me follow my heart, you're going to inspire a whole hell of a lot more people doing that than doing this stupid route. So I'm just saying, there are many, many, especially masculines right now in this time, have made really stupid decisions that they then get stuck in. And you're not really stuck though, masculines. The only stuck is in your head. I promise you. Start following your heart. Start taking action steps to follow your heart. And even if it doesn't turn out the way that you had hoped, even if you don't end up with the person that you wanted to or whatever, or, like they don't forgive you and they're never going to be with you, or what, you go do this thing in this big grand wow, and you shock yourself with how brave you are or how great, whatever. And you come over here and you say, okay, I know the right path now. I'm going to go this direction. And the first door you go to, doesn't open up like you had hoped. It still got you out of that. Just keep following your heart. What is the next thing your heart pulls you to? Maybe it's not one direction, it's a different direction, but it's still your heart pulling you in that direction. So keep following your heart. The whole key to life is to keep following your heart and your guidance and in your intuition. And a lot of you don't listen to your intuition. A lot of you don't even have a lot of faith in your intuition or a lot of confidence in your intuition, which is fine and it's natural, but practice. But the biggest thing you can do is just to keep following what, and some of you are like, well, I thought I was following my heart doing that. There are a lot of tricky, manipulative people out there. People connect very, very sweet, very, very charming, but are totally faking you out to trap you. So you got to become more discerning that way. You got to start feeling it out. Um, do you feel safe with it? Do you feel completely safe and vulnerable with it? That's probably something you can trust. If you feel like you can just spill everything with that person, you could tell them anything. There's nothing you have to hide about yourself at all. Then that's probably a good direction. That's probably somebody you can trust. Anyway, start working on and deciphering these things so that you stop making those kinds of decisions with your head that get you in trouble, and start making decisions and from what people say, because people can say a whole lot of things. They can blow smoke all they want to, and they can seduce you. They can do like they can pull every string in the book. But over here, if something really is here, if you're really feeling it, that's what you got to go with. So, and we've been duped by the dark side for a long time. We've been duped for quite a while, about this. They've been kind of training us not to listen to our heart. So we got to get back to the basics and get back to the essentials of life. Do what is kind and treat others as you would want to be treated always. That is the number one rule in anything that you ever go to do. How would you want to be treated in that situation? And that's how you treat people. And you treat people in kind. If somebody's manipulating you and whatnot, don't have anything to do with them. If they're totally kind and they put their heart out there and they're totally vulnerable with you, then you give them that back. You know what I mean? That's how you end up having really good things in your life. And you eliminate the tricksters, by treating them in kind. And the minute you see that manipulative behavior is becoming a thing, I could see somebody being able to dupe you once or something like that, and you can understand when you hear their excuse. But if you can see that they're just a deceptive person, I wouldn't waste your time. I just wouldn't waste your time. They're not going to, and they don't change. Somebody told me that they had told a friend that they hope that, I really don't like this and this about you, but if you'll change those things, I'll stay friends with you. And I had to laugh. I was like, nobody's going to do that. I mean, it's very rare. If it's something like, I wish you'd communicate with me better about this, that, or the other thing, if it's like a reassessment between the two of you and you guys are actually coming from the heart when you're discussing it, things can be tweaked that way. But if it's an outright, there's something that's deeper like that they can't really change, even if they wanted to, because they're just not self-aware and they don't want to evolve or grow, they're not going to do it, so I wouldn't even waste your breath. I'd just block them or something, just be like, nah. Especially if they do black magic on you. If anybody messes around with black magic, don't have anything to do with that person anymore. I would not recommend that. Because anything that somebody would do, to somebody else, they would absolutely do to you. So I would not mess around with anybody who messes around with black magic. I'm just saying. Yeah. Okay, so there is. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so they're saying, all right. Really? All right. So you guys want to help me with somebody who's been doing black magic? All right, we're going to do something to somebody who's been wreaking havoc on everybody that I can think of. She has been a pain in the butt. She has been a major pain in the butt. And it's getting really boring. And I don't know why in the world she just keeps it up. She's got stamina. I'll give her that. She's definitely got stamina. She could be a great long distance runner if she tried. But if you guys could join me right now, I'm going to, without outing her as to who she is, although she's been on my channel. She's been on my channel, and her first initial starts with an A. Then I want you guys to concentrate with me now. I'm going to do a light language blissing to send her on her way, help her to mind her own damn business and leave people alone. I don't want her picking on anybody. I don't want her going after she needs to stop. chasing after anybody else and trying to make anybody else miserable. She needs to focus on herself and grow up. It's time to be a grown up. It is time to leave the darkness behind and heal your heart. If you're watching this, which you are. So come on, part of being a grown up is you learn to heal, you learn to mature, you learn to let people do what they're going to do. You just let it go. Let it go. Or, it's like, it's time to let go. This is getting ridiculous. How old are you? And you're trying to run a business? You have no idea what's about to rain down on you if you keep this up. I swear, I have seen I can't believe it hasn't already happened yet. If it hasn't, you've got to be having shit happen to you right now. There's no way you're getting away with all this. There's just no way. All right, so we're going to focus our intention right now. If you guys want to participate, if not, you don't need to. Anyone who wants to participate who's watching this right now, I want you to just drop your shoulders and relax and focus on this person I'm talking about. This person with the first initial A, who's been on my channel. Okay. And we are going to send her love and healing. We're going to send her my love lightning so she can get a bolt of lightning that will give her an epiphany or an awareness in her life to help her to heal and to stop the black magic and stop the darkness and stop hurting her own feelings and stop making herself suffer when she can just heal it with love. Okay. All right. Shishina puma ama hana against Salse la shishina poho maana. Ho la kirina tai. Shishina poha maana ta kien sanse la. Shila koha pompa maana. Tantantai la he shishinki natsesin. Hala ki ipumpuma hamana ai. Shila sanse shi la hena ake impompa maana ai. La karina te chichinchi na aike. Hala sanse he na ai. Give her peace and healing and bring joy back to her life. La sanse, guys, send her lots of joy and hugs. Help her really feel it. She doesn't need to attack anyone. There's no reason to attack anyone. Shingshela. No reason to pay attention to anybody else in your life but you and your own heart and your own healing. Now I want you to send that same loving energy out to anyone who's wishing any of us, anyone beside themselves, any kind of black magic or icky feelings or judgment or any kind of picking on or bullying or any of that kind of energy. May everyone accept and love themselves. That's the only reason people ever attack somebody else is because they don't love themselves. God, thank you so much for showing these souls that have been attacking other people, judging them, putting black magic on them, telling other people negative things about them, trying to pick on them, bully them, push them around, harass them, maybe not even treat them very well, the way they deserve to be treated. Thank you so much for showing these people how much they can love themselves, how much they're capable of loving themselves in a way that they can do it that feels comfortable, a way that they can do it where they can just have a good cry, where they can just let it all out and they can just start focusing on their own healing and be done with picking on anyone else. Shane tai sanse hipuma an ta he ke sanse she It's a time for love. It's a time for harmony. It's a time for coming together. And if you guys could remember to do this on a regular basis, just hold the world in your hands and just send all this love out to the world toward any kind of, I just got cognitive dissonance too. Some that's denial. If some people in your life are in denial, put out this soft, loving pink energy out. Let's put some misty fairy dust, but it's a misty waterfall kind of a feel. Let's put some of that out to these people. Shanda daike. Ha la pama maana aike na shishinkai. And we're putting protection and love around me, this channel, my tribe, my family, my daily boosters, my clients. That we all bond at the heart and we don't listen to any kind of negative influence. And that we know if we're feeling off or depressed or have anything like that happen, that we'll check for black magic to realize that that's not us. That's not us. That's something being done to us. And send love back. Ask for the person to wake up. Ask for the person to love themselves. It's one of the best prayers that you could possibly pray. Thank you, God, for helping them love themselves if their free will permits. Thank you, God, for helping them love themselves. Thank you, God, for showing them how much they're loved. Thank you so much. Yes, I just heard hurt people. So those people just need to heal and stop picking on other people. Okay, so let's get to some reading, shall we? We have a lot to get through. So 5391. Let's get a little character for 5391. Oh, we have a deer. Oh, deer. Do I always say that every time I get a deer? I think I do. Okay, 5391. Hi, Amy. Happy 2023. I'm just wondering if I can get a true love spread on my DM. By DM, she means divine masculine. If you guys want to know about true love, just go to my playlist, all about true love. Thank you so much. You're welcome. All right, let's take a look here. What's he thinking? Wow. Okay, he's got a lot of clarity and he's wanting to barrel forward in his power. Okay, so we've had a divine masculine make a turnaround. That's awesome. Okay. A wake-up call. He had some kind of a wake-up call. Boy, these karmics, man, they are just so manipulative. And they get away with it for only so long. The masculines eventually have to, have some self-esteem and love themselves enough to see through their sneaky ways. How much Shashinkaina Thais? Okay. Oh, he's heartbroken. I wonder what happened there. Okay. He wants to apologize for breaking your heart. And he's heartbroken over having broken your heart. I just saw that card that I have that says I cry too. So he's pretty upset with himself and he wants to do right by you. He wants to stop being stuck. He's got like the two of wands energy. And in this two of wands, one of these wands is anchored to the cement right there. The other wand is ready to go on an adventure. So he feels like he's just kept himself stuck and he wants to start moving forward. He feels like it's the right thing to do, get this passionate beginning going and do the right thing. And he really does feel like you're everything he's ever wanted in somebody. And he feels incredibly blessed to have found you. And he wants to communicate with you about a new beginning and going to the next level with you. And he really appreciates how kind and loving and compassionate you are. The only thing is that sometimes the masculines can take it for granted, unfortunately. They don't realize what a gem they have in somebody who keeps being patient and kind and loving. And eventually, I mean, hopefully the divine feminines are healing and things, but sometimes they break their divine feminines, just break their heart to where it can't be repaired. And they put up such a wall around themselves that it's like they don't have a chance anymore. Like there's no way to recover. So the masculines, they need to realize, what they're doing to their feminines. They can't just take it for granted like that they're just going to be that kind and compassionate forever. And I feel like he is definitely feeling that way with that heartbroken card. He realizes, like, I really pushed her past her limit. Like I did her wrong. He knows he did you wrong. And he knows that being with you would make him extremely happy. And he wants to heal it. And I just heard that song, the sexual healing song. And he wants to leave that behavior behind of being kind of a scaredy cat and bound by nothing, bound by toilet paper. I always see that woman wrapped up in toilet paper and she doesn't know it. Like the dog that thinks it's on the leash when it's not anymore. It's just used to going to the end of the leash and being constrained, but it's like you let the dog off the snap and the dog will still stay in that little area. So he said, I'm going to be making some changes. He's going to be more courageous. He's going to get past his insecurities and start making some bold moves towards you. I did just notice on this horse how muscular it looked in the haunches. So I feel like he's been exercising some muscles that he knows that he will need to be with you. And I don't mean muscles, I just mean like, strength in some areas where he feels like maybe good communication, maybe contract, something like some kind of legal obligation or some kind of legal thing that he got himself into. It could be like, I don't know if it's a mortgage or if it's like anything that you would sign paperwork that makes it official, which actually doesn't, if you really know the law. But anyway, no contract is legal. If you want to look at my talk with Americans in Action, take a look at that. And if you did it within our current justice system, it's not legal. It's not even, you're not even bound to it. Breaking free. Yeah, getting in his power and breaking. Oh my gosh. Is this not the cards that I got in the very beginning that I was saying when I was shuffling? Look at that. He's getting in his power and he's barreling forward. Once he can get that dog to get up, or that, whatever that thing is, to get it up, he needs to get that up and going. What's holding it back? What's holding the dog down on the ground? Work? Oops, what's behind it? Maybe breaking up. He needs to break up. He needs to cooperate with you and break up. So maybe you recommended something to him and he's like, oh, maybe, and it has to do with the contract. So maybe he's going to listen to you and he's going to heal himself, love himself, make the right decision and come your direction. Yeah. And I think it has to do with the structure, because I'm just noticing that, doesn't it look like they're in a castle and your home is your castle, right? So it has to do with the home, I think. And it's very elaborate. It's real pretty, but they're working on it. So I think it has to do with that. Yeah, something he's working hard on, or maybe invested in, like I said in the beginning of this video. Everything pertains. So he feels like he's invested or is going to invest a lot of time and energy into it. And now he's got to destroy it somehow, destroy some aspect of it, destroy the dream. Maybe he gave her hopes that something could happen, that it was going to go a certain way. Maybe, are they going to like flip the house or something like that and split the money and something? I think he made some kind of deal with the Karmic or something. And that he knows she'll be shocked that he's going back on it, but it's the right thing to do. It's like, what are you thinking? You're about to break up with the person, or maybe already have. Like, why are you making deals with this person? Would you go back to your ex that you haven't seen in years and make some kind of deal with them? I still feel guilty about what I did. Let me give something to you that's really ridiculous. Even though I have a new life and a new wife and a new everything, like you wouldn't do that. Jeez. He's masculine sometimes, but he's healing. He's healing. And I feel like his joy in his heart for you is healing him. So you bring him back to his innocence. You bring him back to feeling like a little kid again and like he can do anything and like anything is possible. You help him be in his power and he wants to take some action within integrity, like some big action here. So let's hope to God he does. Let's hope to God. Because that would just be wonderful. And I think you're going to hear from him about that, whatever it is. It's like he's going to give you some news, like the deal I made with my karmic is now off because I want you in my life. You are my future. You are my future. That is my past. I don't need to be giving it any more of my energy. I think that's another lesson generally that all of us need to be remembering too. Stop putting your attention on anything that is no longer fueling your future. You know, if it's not what you're investing in the future, cut it out. Stop putting gasoline there. Stop putting your attention on it. If you don't want fear in your future, stop watching stuff that makes you scared. You know, whatever you're putting your attention on needs to be something that you are fueling for your future, that is exciting to you and it totally resonates with you. You need to be giving your attention to your divine feminines. That's, you know, and things that give you hope, things that inspire you, things that make you excited, projects that make you excited, you know, invest in a project for that new house or whatever with your divine feminine that you know is entering your life. Like, what? You know, kind of seems like a no-brainer to me. I don't know what, I swear, like they have some kind of spell over them sometimes, or you're just like, what, scratching your head, like, why? Even these masculines who just like, they know they're coming to you this year, why would they spend their holidays with the karmic? It makes no sense at all. I would like to hear them give a logical explanation that actually makes sense. I'm leaving this person, but hey, why not just spend one last Christmas, one last holiday, and totally destroy my divine feminine's feelings? Knowing full well she knows we're starting a life together. That makes no sense at all. If you love somebody, you would never do that to them. You know what I mean? Some of these masculines, I swear they don't have a brain, or they're so selfish. They're just so selfish or something. They truly make me mad. They truly make me mad. And when I hear you guys and we are sharing experiences and whatnot, I'm baffled by them sometimes. I really am. But we have to keep coming back to no judgment. We have to keep healing ourselves. It's not a journey that breaks you. It is a journey that makes you stronger. So always keep that in mind, you guys. As stupid as these guys seem sometimes, and they really do seem really, really stupid. Trust me, I know. I've seen it and I've experienced it myself. But these guys, they are learning valuable lessons right now, very valuable lessons to treat you a lot better in the future, if they should have the opportunity to. If you haven't moved on by then with somebody who hasn't messed around with you like that, you know, who hasn't messed around with your heart, who treasures your heart, you know. Now, having said that, though, I will say it could be a different type of love if that's the case. You know, it could be like a soulmate instead of a soul flame or a twin flame or something like that. Because I mean, unfortunately, it's almost like sometimes the divine feminines have to get broken to absolute pieces, to where they're barely able to love anymore. They become so cold and so numb by the abuse they've endured, by the lack of care or consideration, that they're just in shambles. And then that soulmate comes along and it's like, oh my gosh, nobody's going to mess with me. You know, no one's going to be messing with my heart anymore. And then they'll go toward the soulmate. And if that's you, some of you fear going that direction, because if you go that direction, what if something more passionate comes along, at some point, if that's happened to you, you probably will decide to just be faithful to something that feels pretty damn good, versus the thing that played with you like you're some kind of a mouse. So I don't know. This journey can be very, very disheartening, very disheartening. And but I've seen it work out. I've seen it work. It's not very common that I've seen, but I think a lot of are a lot more true loves coming together, coming up here. Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of shit's got to go down first. It's really sad, but a lot of, just keep rising above it, feminines. Just keep getting stronger and being stronger. Don't settle. I didn't mean to say settle with that soulmate, but I'm saying be loyal and faithful to the soulmate if you do go with a soulmate, is what I'm saying. So, and I wouldn't blame you at all if you do that. Just, but whatever you do, do not harden your heart. And there are black magic spells out there happening right now that are trying to discourage true love from coming together. And the masculines are allowing it to happen. So what can you do? You really can't do anything but try, just stay in your heart space. Just stay in your heart space. You cannot control your masculine. That's for sure. You can't control what they do. And I wouldn't even pray that they change their ways or that they see, don't try to manipulate them either, because they get enough of that from their karmic. If anything, just say within their free will, God, let them see the truth. Just let them love themselves and see the truth. That's all they need. If they can have those two things, then they'll eventually get back to you, because you are their truth. You are their ultimate. Yeah. So, but always pray everything within that person's free will. Otherwise you could be violating, their free will. And that's a big no-no in the universe. Okay. 5392. 5392. Hi, Amy. Happy New Year. I've been doing a tremendous amount of healing. Awesome. That's what it's all about. Wow, really breaking through some stuff. I'd like to request a light language blissing to further assist my healing, especially with my inner child and her relationships to those around her in my life. I'm reaching for a new level of self-love. Thank you so much for your assistance in all you do. I'm truly grateful. Yay. I'm so, so happy to see this, because not only are we going to do this for you, but everybody who's watching right now. Because that's how I design my readings. Everybody who gets one of these readings from me, it not only helps you, but everybody else who's watching who's in a similar situation or needs that kind of help. Okay, so 5392. I'm not sure if I said it. Yeah, okay. Hama shashena taila. Hansa sena ike pim pom homa ana. Ha la shishin ta pimama oma ana haike e la sanse. Shin. And I'm putting, actually, those of you who have broken hearts from true loves, I'm putting the pieces of your heart back together again, helping you to get a second wind or a 10th wind, if it's been 10 times, 100 times, however many times your heart's been broken, we're putting it all back together again so that you can love. You don't have to necessarily love that person who broke your heart. You can move on to a new love. But you need to love yourself as your true love. That's you are your ultimate true love. You're the one who decides what you feel in any given moment. Don't give your power away to anybody else to destroy your heart. Only you can do that, by choosing to believe certain thoughts about a particular situation. So keep coming back to this self-love she's talking about here. And sometimes that's exactly when true love comes through, is when you start to love you and not care anything about whether love is coming. You've made it this long all by yourself. You've made it this long. You've recovered from all kinds of things that have happened in your life, have you not? You've endured all kinds of hardships and had to have your own back and been scared by the pandemic, and all of this stuff has happened. All of this stuff has happened without your masculine. So you can do this. Bringing somebody else into your life anyway brings all kinds of chaos, and it brings all kinds of problems and having to figure out solutions for things. And, sometimes maybe some of you need to just absolutely surrender to even not even having anybody in your life, and let that be okay. You are the one who loves you the most and the best. I don't care who you bring into your life. They're not going to love you like you can love you. And I think that's one thing you've started to really prove to yourself through this time. So surrender into just loving yourself like this. Now I'm opening your heart up to some really beautiful, heart expansive energies and some things that come into your life that just make you feel so much joy and gratitude that it's unbelievable. Like, how in the world did I deserve all of this? I'm going to bring some of that energy in for you to reward you for all the love that you have, that hasn't broken you, but just made you stronger. Hapat sheshena tain san se tela. Ele kipen pama maana. Sheshinka inat san se chichin chela. Ele pumbum an. Hala akansa se ela shin. Okay, let me get some spirit cards. My spirit cards. Yes, a move or a trip would do you a world of good. So if you've been thinking to go somewhere or take a trip, that would definitely do you wonders. We want you to give this a try. They just said reinvent yourself even. A lot of you watching, maybe it's time to try something totally different, to let all of it go, all of it. This will resonate for maybe just a few of you, but maybe just drop all of it, everything you're about, and recreate yourself from scratch. What are you truly about? What really resonates for you? Don't take something personally. This person is only projecting. Imagine them looking in the mirror, saying it to themselves, and you'll see. So, one good thing, here's a good exercise for everybody. I want you to, like, if you've been hurt by your love or somebody, anybody, if you've been hurt by them, I want you to write down what you think they're saying to you. I don't care about you. You're not important enough for me to make an effort towards. Whatever you think that is, that they are saying to you with their actions, by ignoring you, by being selfish. My karmic's more important to me. Being manipulated by people, that's important to me. Whatever it is, list all those things on a piece of paper. Then imagine them standing in front of the mirror saying it to them, not you. And that's really going to hit home for some of you that decide to do that. Okay, so, and especially you who ordered this. And you need to mind your own business and focus on loving yourself the way that person or people can't love themselves. Exactly. In so doing, you are healing the world. So keeping the bigger picture in mind, when we heal ourselves and we keep our hearts open, yet get stronger with our boundaries and create our own, no tolerance for bullshit kind of policy, which we want to have that because we become more discerning as we grow and as we mature. We get to, we just see a little inkling of wiggling going on over there having to do with manipulation, lying, or any of that. And we're just not having any of it. That's how you get like I was saying, I am a fortress and only love can come in. You do get that way, but you just get stronger as you go. So, you're only being given a step at a time, because if you knew all that was coming, it would overwhelm you. Please just trust us to guide you. You don't need all the answers just yet. And then this is one of my favorite cards ever. You guys, I swear, if you try this, write it down right now. Pause the video and write it down after I say this. You will thank me. We dare you to ask us to show you just how much you're loved. So ask God, thank you, God, for showing me just how much I'm loved. Thank you, God, for showing me just how much I'm loved. Thank you for showing me just how much I'm loved. And wait and see the incredible things that start happening. Hopefully you've started some kind of a miracle diary, and as incredible things start happening for you or synchronicities happen, you'll start writing them all down. Only good stuff goes in that diary. For some kind of rainy day when you're not feeling too great about things, you can open up that diary and go, wow, I am supported. This is incredible. Okay. And I think it's a beautiful, beautiful request that you made here. This is awesome. I do have a lot of people. Well, I don't have a lot of people. I have some people who order like quarterly. What are the next 3 months going to look like in my life? What are things I need to be aware of? Things that are coming that are good things, things that are coming that are bad things. You know, I do have people who either do readings or get like a video reading asking about for, you know, predictions for the next 3 to 6 months. So you guys can also think about doing something like that. It might be really helpful. All right. Zebra. And I'm going to put that, I'm going to put the little, okay, there we go. 5398. 5398, a rhino. Okay. No. If her higher self permits it, I would like to ask if you could give a healing to my daughter. She struggles with her weight and has been feeling depressed and frustrated in the direction her life and career are going. It breaks my heart not to be able to help her. Thank you so much for all you do. I just wanted to say real quick, please, if somebody is an adult and if they're going to actually come back and watch this reading, please have them order for themselves. I mean, maybe you can do it once if they've never experienced it or something. But I mean, I have these up every week, so you can ask your friend to watch the video and be like, hey, this is what she does, and she could do this for you. But it's really important when I do readings that somebody be a member of the Awakened Alliance. So unless somebody's like, developmentally disabled, or they're a child, or they're a pet, or something, you know, somebody who cannot possibly go on and order for themselves, the membership is free. It says it's $22, but once you become a member, you get that $22 back on your first order. So essentially it costs them $11 to ask a question. So please don't order for other people. It's only $11, and it's good for them to do things for themselves like that. For one, they're staking a claim on their own sovereignty and privacy by becoming a member, and they're supporting the Constitution of the United States this time and our freedom. So that's one aspect. The other is when you've invested in something yourself, you have more pride in it. You feel good. You feel better about yourself. I did it. I submitted my question. She answered me personally. Otherwise, there's kind of an element of, oh, my big sister did it for me. I'm kind of hiding behind her. I'm kind of peeking out. There's kind of a hidden aspect to it that's not the right energy. So please encourage your friends or your family or whoever to get a reading for themselves. And like I said, it's only $11 ultimately to ask a question. And if they like the question, they can always get a reading or whatever on their own. So just wanted to put that out there first. And you don't want to go against anybody's free will. And I will not go against anybody's free will. So if your daughter right now, when I feel into her, if she doesn't want that for herself, and you're praying for it for her, then that would be black magic. So you'd be essentially asking me to do black magic on her to help her lose her weight right now because she doesn't want to. Like sometimes your soul needs you to have weight on you. Sometimes there is a reason that these things have to be in place the way that they are. And maybe you're not liking it, but maybe they are actually, there's a purpose in it. You know, there's a good reason for her having that. So another good reason not to order for somebody else, because you don't want to go against their own free will. Okay. So having said that, um, how much is she in? Yeah, she will allow it. She will allow it. She will allow her higher self is putting limits on it. And her higher self is actually agreeing that if she were to ask for this herself, she'd get a lot more impact than going through somebody else. So she's going to allow a certain bit of it through, but not, she isn't going to like totally take care of it. So not happy with her weight and frustration in the direction of her life and career. Well, it sounds to me like she's not listening to her heart, because life gets increasingly uncomfortable to get you to move out of your comfort zone and take a leap of faith into something that's more rewarding for you. So I would say she's probably got an inkling as to what she's being pulled to, something she feels inspired to do or has felt inspired to do, but maybe doesn't feel she has the certification, which we're getting to a point where we're not going to need certification for things anymore. But she may not feel qualified, or she may not feel capable enough and not believe in herself enough, or not have enough self-esteem to think she needs it, or, that she could actually have that. But it definitely feels like her life needs a big shakeup. It feels like she might even be a divine masculine, possibly. And that's not a gender thing. It just means that you run away from love. You run away from true love. So, and some divine feminines become divine masculines from their broken hearts. That can happen as well. So, and this, I see this as a theme right now. I think a lot of feminines like somehow had their hearts broken this holiday season. Pretty bad, pretty bad. I'm really feeling it. I'm feeling you guys. If that's you, then know that I feel that. Okay. Just always remember to put your hand on your heart. I love you. I love you. No one can ever break your heart. I got you. Okay. Hamashashinkain. Hatatain sa say hela pama hamaai. Halaki ishin. I'm telling her to let go of the burdens, and start fresh, however she sees fit. Shenke, get excited about an idea and go after it, whether it means moving or getting a new place. When I meant moving, I meant like relocation, or it could be just getting a new place in the same town, or it could be like getting a different job, or like there definitely needs to be like a mix up here. Tatain sa se she la pumahama ana taiken. Chishihina ake in tatai. Ha lahan sa se nai. I feel like getting some spirit cards for her. Can we get some spirit cards for the daughter, please? Spirit cards for the daughter. Yes, a move or a trip would do you a world of good. Boy, this new year, like it's like a catalyst for everybody, just like throwing the burdens off and going after what your heart's calling you to. When you feel afraid, do the deeper healing work around it rather than avoiding it. Maybe that's what's gotten her in this place of being stuck. She keeps avoiding any negative feelings when she needs to go after them head on and start healing them. Even this simple exercise, the divine masculines have no idea, well, all of us, but divine masculines especially have no idea how transformative this little tiny thing can be. This will get them to leave their karmics. This will get them to stand up for themselves. This will get them to love themselves. This will get them to have healthy boundaries with people. This will help them to leave that job that's really shitty anymore and get a new one. Whatever it is that they need, if they could just implement this one tiny little thing and put their hand on their hearts and say, I love you to themselves anytime they feel scared or nervous, So, and I know I'm really picking on the masculines right now, but they need to hear this. They seriously need to hear it. And I have a lot of divine masculines who watch my channel. So, you guys, seriously, like that, just do that all the time. Like make that a total habit as much as you possibly can, and it will change your life. Hama shishinke na tai hinsa se he la pomamaan. Yeah, I just feel her being really nervous to do the thing, whatever the thing is she's being drawn to do, pushed to do. She got to do it. She just got to do it. There really is no past or future, so make it a practice to remain in the moment, letting nothing else distract you. This is your superpower. So she's got, if she's just, and the masculines, if everybody could just stay out of their heads, then you are going to be like, feel such relief. And like the only thing that ever keeps us from going after our dreams is what we're telling ourselves in our heads, which isn't even true. It's a total lie. Like you're listening to the nefarians, you're listening to your ego, you're listening to any negativity that says, oh, you can't, or oh, if only, or oh, somebody better will come along for them, or blah, blah, any kind of negative, anything like that. That's not you thinking that. Your ego is given to you from the nefarians. The ego is not yours. It does not belong to you. You are true love. You are pure love. You are only love. If you can just realize that too, that would be huge. So quit giving the nefarians your power. Quit giving the ego your power to keep you small. You're in this to inspire and be an example, be the example in your family even. You know, if she starts making these changes and starts like actually, you know, all right, I'm going to throw all the excuses out the window and just finally go for it. Then she'll inspire the heck out of everybody. If she has kids, it'll inspire the kids. Whoever's in her life around her will be so inspired. Pray for an epiphany so you can gain valuable, beneficial insights and pray that it be made obvious. Okay, so also she needs to not take things too seriously. She just needs to laugh them off and trust that a solution will present itself in the perfect way at the perfect time. So let's pray for that epiphany and for those solutions to come if she can just learn to like laugh it off and roll with it. Hama shashin kai la an sa sa say la ike pina poma ama an la ikins. I feel like she would make like a huge shift just by joining my daily boost. It feels like it would just take her to another level. It would help her have faith. It would help her make a leap of faith. It would help her in all these different areas. I believe she could get the $22 if she becomes a member. She could get the $22 off of her first subscription, her first month's subscription of the Daily Boost. That way she could give it a shot and give it a try and see if it makes a big impact in a month. And when it does, because it will, she'll stay on it because she'll just love it and it'll continue to support her. Anything else? Okay. Having a good cry, then putting your hand on your heart and saying, I love you can be all that you need. Did I not just say that? That's to all the masculines, all of them, including your daughter. Having a good cry and putting your hand on your heart can be all you need to shift everything. All right. I love when Spirit does that. Just like I just said that. I just said that. Okay. 5399 has 3 questions. All right. 5399. Bear. A bear's butt. Here we go. A bear butt. All right, 5399. Hi, Amy. Happy New Year. I have 3 questions for you. Number 1, my sister just bought a used mobile home in Montgomery, Alabama. She's never bought a place of her own before and is trying to start a new life for herself and her family. She's asking if there is any Negative energy or feelings in her new home, and she hopes that it can be removed if so. Okay, so let me just check her place. Shishinkai. Yep, there's negative energy there. I'm just gonna work on it. I'm just gonna, yeah. Shishe na tai hin san sepi in maho poma o ha laki in tate. Ha la san se shi na pu mama o ke e la tin sai se shin. Ha la ho pom po o laki tatin. Ha la po shai she she laki di tena tai san. Ha la shikipe puma hama ana ake ina nain. She laki in sa se si pima Ha laki puma ma shi shinkin. Ta ta sa sen sa se na ona shikin. O pum hama ana ai. Halaki chichin che la pama ama ana ai. Ha la kitchen. Ha la shishin pimima an. Mama ana. Sanse he la kishi. Okay, well, the good news is there's fairies there. There are fairies in her new home. So she's going to have a lot of giggles and laughter in that new place. Oh, and they just sprinkled it with fairy dust. So, yeah, definitely some magic will happen there. She's going to love being there. And it's going to feel almost like she's living in a forest. I don't know if she has a lot of plants or something, but it just has a feel of like, I don't know, I'm kind of seeing it nestled into a line of trees. And it's just like warm and cozy. So, I think she'll do well there. Okay, number 2. This next question is for me. I used to drive by my dome-shaped old building on the way to my boyfriend's apartment. I would always feel something really good there, like angels. My boyfriend finally asked if I'd like to go in there, so I did. When we went inside, I felt this overwhelming goodness and almost felt faint. The love was so strong. Can you tell me who is there? Who is in there? So what is it? It's a dome-shaped building that's on the way to your boyfriend's apartment. That's interesting. A dome-shaped building. You don't see those every day. Angels tread there. Angels tread there. Somebody used to go into the middle of the dome and gosh. I see a woman. Okay. Do you guys remember the movie? What was that movie called? Not, it was like the craft. Remember how there was like a good witch and a bad witch? It's like there was a good witch there that would get down on her knees in a white gown with a big old book and open it and do spells for good work, for good things. Because I see the place like full of light and angels when she does this spell work. So I guess she's like a good witch, which there are such a thing. Not all witches are bad, despite, people's misperceptions. I've met some really kind, loving witches before. I just almost called them wolves. So these good witches must have wolf energy around them. So the angels are still always there, and they peek at anybody coming through. I just feel them like looking down. Oh, here comes somebody, and they're up high, and they're just like kind of looking down at whoever enters the space. I feel like no matter who enters that space, they're going to feel the love in that building. They need to be using it for that purpose somehow. They should repurpose it. They should, I don't know, call it a peace sanctuary or something. You should talk to whoever owns that place and say, you ought to use this as a peace sanctuary. I just asked if there was a personal message for you from them, maybe. And I do feel it's a group. I don't think it's a one particular like angel or something. Ariel is like the kind of the commander in chief, I guess, of that group. Thank They just kind of like went like this to acknowledge you, like they know who you are. They knew you would be drawn there too. They know everyone in that immediate area within about 50 miles that's going to be visiting them too, and they're expecting all of them. They're drawing them all there, empowering you, showing you the power of love in a tangible way. Like they're wanting all of you to feel empowered. Anyone who has eyes to see and ears to hear will know the good news of love I send you. So that must be some part of her spell or something. Is the woman still alive? No. Wow, what a nice person. She knew these times were coming, she said. She said, I knew these times were coming. I wanted to equip the people in the area. She said, I offered it up to the whole world, but the energy is strongest right where I did the spell work. And there's Nala. I was going to say manifesting it, but she's confirming it. Let me go get her. Hang on. Okay. All right. Anything else the good witch wants to say? In time, everything works out. Just keep coming back to love. That's all you need to do, she says. It's actually a lot more simple than we think. Just keep coming back to love and you'll make it through just fine. Okay. No. Number 3, the last time I asked you a question about participating with the good grays and providing my eggs, you said yes. All of a sudden, I'm feeling something for this Australian singer named Saya. One of her songs is called Chandelier and the Greatest. I guess that's 2 songs. It seems every time I turn on the radio, one of her songs is playing. Wow, I'm feeling a connection to her. Are we related? Yes. I do feel a yes. How much I'm not tains. I like it in our hands. Oh, interesting. She was actually a son, that you had in a prior life who always wanted to sing and never got the opportunity. I feel like it was at a time when it was discouraged for men to sing, like mostly women sang. I don't know what that would be. Maybe in that town, even. Maybe it's not. Oh, yeah. Okay. You're still there. Okay. Yeah. So great. I just got the greatest love of all, like, which is Whitney Houston. But I wonder if they have kind of an overlapping. It is the greatest love of all. Maybe he actually wrote that. Maybe he actually wrote that song back when it was first made. I don't know. That could be a clue about who your son was in a past life. I got a yes. Or maybe he inspired it or something like that. Maybe the original, you never know. Things can be stolen. Like maybe it was made in like 1930 or something, and then somebody found it and they put their name on it and said, I wrote it, something like that. So okay. He's feeling quite full of himself as a woman now and so excited to be belting out the tunes, and he's feeling like you would be so proud of him. Or probably are very, very proud of him. Shishi and Kay, and he's even a part of. I don't think she's conscious of it necessarily, but it's like a part of her soul still is him and is belting it out for you to hear, like putting it out on the. That's why it's like only coming to you so frequently, like it is because it's that part of him saying, Mom, I did it. Mom, I did it. So that's amazing. And let me see, anything else you guys want to say about that, about their connection? Anything else you want to say about their connection? He's wishing you abundance and healing and justice. He's wanting you to lay, oh, okay. He's wanting you to lay a burden down in regards to finances and regarding some kind of a legal situation. He's putting healing energy out towards it. He's kind of trapped over there in Australia in a woman, but he's wanting you to get out of a lack mentality and to really he's sending some energy to help heal your finances right now. So that's awesome. Yeah. He's planning some kind of a work opportunity for you. So whenever it presents itself, he wants you to definitely take him up on it. He's sending a great opportunity your way. That's pretty cool. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. 5403. 5403, please. 5403. Okay. 5403 is a tree. All right. 5403. Why am I having such a powerful gut reaction to this guy that says he's just a friend? Well, you should probably take a look at my list, my playlist all about true love, because they do that. Yeah, it is very common that the divine masculines run scared when they have such a special connection to their divine feminines. So I'm going to do a spread on him. Are they true love? I get a yes. Hang on. How much is she paying a happen? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they lie right to you. I don't. Well, it's just what they go through during the separation phase, I guess. If they're a twin flame or a soul flame, they lie to you. Soulmates, I don't think they would do that. Soulmates are just like, they'll just give it to you like it is and want to marry you right now. They're the ones that sometimes you've wanted to friend zone. Okay, so how much is she not I can. Tell me about this guy that's told her that they're just friends. Oh, these guys. It was really funny. One of my divine masculines, and I have many, many, too many. I only want one. If just one would come through, I only want to be with one. But I do unfortunately have many suitors because and I swear to this, every time one of the divine masculines closes their door, they get all scared and they hide behind their door and they shut it. They don't know that they've just opened up for another suitor to come through. So I have all these suitors floating around out there. Anyway, I was going to say that that when I first started learning about this journey, one of my masculines did that. He was just like, oh my gosh, this whirlwind of feelings and everything. And then all of a sudden he's like, whoa, we can only ever be friends. Brr, 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 like puts up these huge walls. And all of a sudden I was just like, oh my gosh, I was just shattered. Like, how could he say that? We obviously had such an amazing thing and blah, blah, blah. And then, and that this was back when, I knew about all of this that I know now. And I've tried to spare you guys by telling you, ahead of time, but it was the first time I had experienced it. So it was really hard on me. But like from then on, I warned everybody, has he called you just a friend yet? And they'd be like, well, no, you better be ready. He's going to do it. He's probably going to do it. And they would tell me, yeah, the next time I talked to him, he pushed me away and he said that I was just a friend, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. So, yeah, it's definitely a part of the true love journey. It's while they're afraid. It's while they're afraid to face the truth, because the truth would make them change their lives pretty dramatically to be with you. So they get scared of that. All right. So, I mean, it looks like he wants to, he's planning on giving back to you, and it might involve sharing feelings he's been hiding from you. He's burdened by his insecurity and he's trying to change his perspective on how he sees things so that he can actually express himself to you, make some kind of an offer. It looks like he's getting up the courage to make an offer to you. Yeah, he feels quite passionate actually about this connection you guys have. It's like he's been hit by lightning in the love department, like been hit by Cupid's arrow. And he's really afraid he's going to miss out on you if he doesn't admit the truth. So he wants to go forward very quickly into something and wants to fight for you and maybe fight off any suitors you have. Maybe he senses that there's more than one, the other people that he knows might be interested in you. He wants to fend them off. And that's usually what does light a fire under the masculine's butts. But so he might even be thinking about working with you. There might be a karmic involved. There might be somebody he's with that's toxic for him, or somebody toxic in his life even, or maybe somebody toxic at work, that he has to transform that situation in order to balance things out, in order to properly come to you with his feelings, his true feelings. So he was being controlling when he told you that. Yeah, he's got to walk away from either a bad habit, a bad person. I think it's probably a bad person, maybe a bad habit of a bad person. Yeah, he's got to break through and break himself free of something else in order to be with you. Is he aware that he's with a karmic, that he's with somebody toxic? I get a yes. And I saw him shrink down, like he feels really little with the other person. In your eyes, he feels really big and grand. And so why is he calling her a friend? But he just feels really small. The karmic makes him feel really small, like he's not capable of being like a man. So it's just low self-esteem, I guess. Yeah, he wants commitment with you, and he's watching you, and he's going to be talking to you. He wants to talk to you about it. He's going to admit the truth. Feels like a confession. It's on its way. He's working on it. He's got to do some healing first, though, and he's got to break free of the other person or whatever else entangles him. Okay, number 2, what direction do I take with my career? It's always nice if you can tell me what your career is right now so that I get it kind of an idea. But let me just see what I pick up on. What direction does she take with her career, please? What does she do? I just saw the name. I just saw books, unwritten. Isn't there a Natasha Bedingfield that made a book? It's still unwritten. Study books. Does she need to study some books? She needs to study some books and get to writing books. Maybe study how to write a book. Dive into the deep end. They're wanting you to really take a risk with it. They want you to go all in with your feelings and just be very vulnerable and honest. And really put yourself out there, because like no one else has before. I wonder if you're doing Byron Katie's work or something, because that really helps you to get really honest with yourself. So it helps you to have those, to not judge yourself for having those really raw feelings, helps you to realize or see that everybody has the same feelings all the time. There are no new feelings. So, no one's going to judge you for having certain feelings because everybody's always got them. They're always capable of having them, because we only have there's only the rainbow spectrum of feelings we can have, and we all have them, or the capability of them, like I said. So yeah, you kind of start to realize that everything is just kind of neutral. So it's like, ooh, that person lied. Well, you're perfectly capable of lying because you have an ego, and you probably are lying in some way, shape, or form that you don't realize. So nobody should be judged that way. In us even looking at the masculines, how stupid they are sometimes. We've been stupid. If we're not being stupid now, or maybe we are and not realizing it, then we've been stupid in the past, just like them. So it's about cutting slack. So maybe that's what your book's going to be about, since I just mentioned that during your reading. Nothing is happening. Nothing that comes flying out of my mouth, even if it seems like it doesn't have to do, or it's not relevant with your reading, it is. So try to take everything that I say as a hint or a clue as to what's going on with you, or what you're, maybe, I don't even remember what I talk about sometimes. So I would just pay attention to whatever I just said and see if that somehow applies to whatever the book is that you're being called to. putting all your cards on the table. It's almost like I see you taking a gamble and you've got all these chips on the table and you just slid them all over. Like I'm putting it all in. So investing in yourself, I feel like it's about investing in yourself, gambling on yourself for once. Okay. Is there whatever it is? It's the foundation or of building something big. It feels like it's the first two books of a whole library almost, and that could be theoretical, so it may not be literal, in other words. So it could be just you. It's the you think you're just going to be writing a couple books, but it's going to become like a really big deal. Phenomenon. That's an interesting word. Something about a leopard never changing its stripes. What else about her career, please? I just see a lot of writing, studying, and I see you alone. So I think I think you're writing a book. That's all I'm seeing. That's all they're showing me. So maybe and that may not be a career change even, but maybe something you need to incorporate or start working on in the background or start getting going. Yeah, they just gave you the boot. Like, would you get to it? So, okay. And anything else you guys want to say about that? I'm being drawn to a pet card. I hate when you leave me alone. Can you give me something to do while you're gone? So I think what they're saying is take that time alone when you are alone to do something with it. Start writing your book, start studying, quit wasting your time on other things or on mindless activities or something. Part of the Nefarians' tactics are to keep us busy watching stupid stuff on TV, entertaining ourselves when we could be studying important things and learning important things and growing ourselves instead. So, okay. And it made me think of learning tree, because we have that a tree was your symbol. The learning tree. Maybe you're going to be working for the I don't know. I don't know much about the learning tree, but I know there's something called the learning tree, and it has to do with learning. So I don't know if you might have something to do with that, teaching at a learning tree or something. I don't even know what they do. Okay. 5405 has two questions. Okay, a lion. A very happy, cute little lion. Okay, 5405. Happy New Year, Amy. Thank you for all that you do. You're welcome. Today I have two questions. Could I please have a true love check-in for my divine masculine? Where's he at and at with me going into the new year? He's still with his long-term karmic of 16 years. He hasn't realized his self-worth by now. Holy cow, it takes people a while sometimes. I just heard by somebody, one of his guides, it takes however long it takes. It just sometimes it's a very slow process, but it's going to be a great meal. Like some of the best cooked meals take a very long time to cook, but it's like worth the wait. Okay, so what is he thinking and feeling about her right now at this time? What is he thinking and feeling about her at this time, please? What is he thinking and feeling about her at this time, please? What is he thinking and feeling about her right now, please? He's transforming. He may have had a death in the family even that kind of sparked him to change his ways or look at things differently. He's worried. Yeah, that's interesting. He wants to fight for you. I don't know why he feels he has to. Maybe against his karmic or something. He knows that you are his truth. You have and hold his truth. And he wants to fight off other people's opinions about you in order to be with you. He wants to hold on to you. He doesn't want to let you go. It's like he knows that you're waiting for him in a way. And so if you haven't told him that, then he must know or feel you intuitively. He doesn't want to let you go, and he's trying to go away from negativity and drama that he has prior like been worried about, like maybe what used to kind of imprison him. Like now he's tired of it and he just wants to get away from it. He's trying to make a major decision to go forward fast and give back to you and heal it. Did you say something to him, or is he just sensing all of this? Oh my gosh, he's got so much regret and he's just trying to get up the courage to do something that causes you guys to celebrate. Making a judgment call. Wow, a tower moment coming in. This man has got like something shocking going on in his life right now. He's got the tower, the death, and the judgment card. All major arcana that are like big, big vibes. So, and it's causing him to have regret and to have courage with you. So maybe he's just had some kind of, I don't see the hangman here, but it seems to me like some kind of major healing has taken place, or something's been ripped out from under him, or some kind of major, yeah, some kind of major thing has happened here. Hidden secrets coming out that broke his heart. Wow. And he doesn't want anything to do with the drama of it or anything. He just wants to go into your arms. He wants to go in the safety of your arms. So he's planning on how he can go to the next level with you and reveal some things to you that you need to know and heal things and get back to being like little kids, like you guys have been before. Stop wasting precious time. Maybe because somebody died, he kind of was like, wow, why am I wasting my life away to people please this other situation? Like, no, I have to start fighting for me and stop wasting time here. Good for him. Okay. Number 2, this question is a gift for my friend. Her divine masculine struggles with alcoholism and continues to relapse. Do you see him healing and stepping up to be the man he needs to be, or should she let him go? Yeah, so many masculines do struggle with addictions. That's, yeah, they need to stop judging themselves and to start loving themselves is the answer to that. If they can stop beating themselves up and feeling sorry for themselves, then they actually get somewhere. So, how much Shinkai Natai san say? I do feel he'll change. I just saw the sun card. Like he's going to do some healing. Yes, this is a yes from the universe. Like he is changing. And you guys will have a passionate new start. And you're part of why he's feeling strong enough to make these changes. Let me see. You are like his true north. Like he really feels like you're his ultimate dream come true and retirement plan. So he's facing the devil. He's putting a lot of effort in to face that devil within him that keeps him doing those things. He wants to get unstuck. He's trying to get the strength to get unstuck enough to send you some kind of a heartfelt message. Maybe even an apology, I suppose. He's trying to find his self-worth to come out and share some secrets with you that will help him to hold on to you. Admit some things. He's making a major decision to throw either the toxic substance out of his life or the toxic person or people that are encouraging it. Like some people might be like, hey, let's party, and they're just like a really bad influence on him. He's deciding to kick those people out so he can have a new beginning with you because he's really afraid he's going to miss out if he doesn't tell you some truth soon. He's heartbroken over his people pleasing and lying and hiding. Yep, that sounds like a masculine. That sounds exactly like the masculines. So yeah, he's gonna make some changes. Yes. But he's not quite a man yet. He's still a boy, but he's making some really good changes in his communication. I feel like, that's a card about research and communication. So it's maybe he feels like kind of a novice at whatever he's doing. Or when he talks to you, it's just like, it's going to be like a little bit, it's not going to be like the whole enchilada, but he's going in the right direction. Definitely. And I feel like he could definitely make some headway enough to be a good person for your person. Next time, please have your friend order a reading. Thank you. Okay. 5406. 5406. Hello, Amy. My boyfriend and I recently adopted a 4-year-old cat. We already love her more than anything. We feel her last owners gave her up because of medical issues. We noticed that her left eye seeps constantly and she sneezes out mucus quite a bit. We took her to a vet, but they didn't have a clue as to what's going on. She's already been on a round of antibiotics and it didn't help. I just want to say right there that antibiotics are very oh, I didn't change this, did I? Let me see. Antibiotics are dangerous. Any kind of pharmaceutical, any kind of, anything made by doctors is dangerous, can be really, can cause more harm than anything. But I feel like silver is better. Like colloidal silver would be good. Why does this thing keep? Okay, there we go. Colloidal. So there are natural things that you can give animals, and I would just look into it. You could even buy a book on natural remedies for animals, and I would look into that rather than ever using anything that's from a doctor or a vet or anything like that. Like if it's a pharmaceutical, I wouldn't go anywhere near it, especially in these times. And she's constantly licking herself and inanimate objects all over the house and overusing the litter box. So sometimes they lick things like that because they're not getting essential minerals in whatever they're eating in their food. Is she missing essential minerals? Well, I feel like it's her being depleted because she's letting liquids out all the time. So it's kind of like peeing all the time. Well, and she's peeing and pooping all the time. So she's being depleted of all those minerals. So she's having to get them, so it feels like this vicious cycle that's been created. Let me see if I can bring her to balance. If we're using the little box, we aren't sure how to help. Any insight into her condition or some healing would be much appreciated. Thanks in advance. Okay. Hama na taiken sase ila sheshe na ampom. Hai pe ena akin. Shishi ke la sun se he pim hama ana akan. La ke pim baba na she shin kaina. San se la krina puma an. Hala ena atains. Shishi ke na tai. She's very intuitive and very empathic, and I feel like she took on some of her prior owner's pain. I think she saw things she didn't want to see, and she felt compassion for them, so the seeping started. Actually, let's see, it goes back further than that, but that triggered it. Okay. Okay. It started with her mother when she was born. She didn't like the conditions in which her mother was living in. Okay, so she took on some of her mom's stuff. So I'm going back to her being this baby just born. And I'm helping her have better, healthier boundaries from the moment she's born to not take on other people's stuff that she sees. And how to slough things off, how to let go of negative energy, how to poop and pee negativity out, how to be playful and funny to get, her to cheer her mom up instead, or to be goofy or whatever. Use other healthier tactics to try to help. But being willing to see the truth in anything and everything has shishin paying up home so she can be helpful. Papa and the high cans, because she kind of went like this, hiding. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. So she had an issue with denial when she was little, not wanting to see something. Shishe cave hit pema and tansan se she la kina I huma ana tain. Whew, yeah, she's a worrier. Laki na tayo some baby in the ayn. Pahet maan. Shishikilata na tayo some. Oh, maan. It would be nice if she could be somewhere high up in the environment. I wish that like everybody who had cats would put like bookshelves up along the near the ceiling in every room, like give them a little track all over the house because they really love to be up high. And sometimes when I say they want to be up high, they're like, oh, well, they can get up on top of this or on top of that. But it's like they really want to be like really as high as they possibly can get, like way up against the ceiling. Um, so anything as high as they could possibly get, they really like to be have a bird's eye view of the room, and that would make her feel really safe and make her feel really good. Um, Especially if she's not like exposed up there, but she can kind of peek out and look and duck back in. She would love that. Okay, hama na taken sa shi la hapon hana ta chichen ta haikahen. Hala maana ein. Oh, okay. I see some going through here. I feel like there's some red inflamed energy, anger. Hama ma. Ooh. Yeah, not tayin. Hala. It's like is it an allergy? Is this an allergy? It could be an allergy. Hama ma ana tayin. Is it an allergy in food, or is it in the air? Or is it on the ground? Or is it something like in the physical environment? Is it a smell? It's an allergy in the food. Might be an allergy in the food. Too many ingredients on whatever you're feeding her. Try to get to where there are only, 7 to 10 ingredients on the bag, or less than that if you can. I feel like for some reason I'm seeing chicken and peas. So I don't know if there's like an organic bag of cat food that has that when you find it, it'll list chicken and peas in it. I'm not sure. Be really careful though, because chicken isn't real chicken anymore. A lot of it is just like really whacked out chicken. It's not real. So that's one food out there that people don't realize isn't real unless you actually get it from a real chicken off of a farm kind of thing. So yeah, I'm really careful about feeding my cats chicken. They love chicken, but it's all just totally fake flavor, fake everything. Like they grow up way too fast to be real chickens and stuff. They're just like phony chickens, and they're full of chemicals, and it's a bad situation. So maybe even, but I am seeing chicken and peas. So maybe if it's organic, it's probably okay, I would guess. But organic chicken and peas, I would say, is on the bag or something. And actually, I just saw organics. So if you can find the brand or the kind of food called organics, and I think that's with an X at the end, organics chicken. And if you see that it has peas, then that's probably the stuff. Or maybe if the picture shows it on the front, chicken and peas or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? Okay. Will that take care of her allergies? Will that kind of, it'll help. It'll bring it from like pink to red to pink, softer. Now I'm seeing like salmon oil. So if you could put salmon oil in her food, I feel like that would be helpful as well. That feels a lot better. Okay, champagne not taken. So saying that. What if it's wet cat food? Can it be wet cat food? Would that work? Would the wet cat food work better than the dry? Is the wet cat food work better than the dry? Would dry be better than the wet? I think the wet would be better for the dry than the dry. If they got the wet cat food, would they even need the salmon? You still put the salmon in it though. But I feel like that could make her stop licking other things. Okay, so all right, I think we've narrowed it down. Is there anything else you need? Oh yeah, and put silver in there. 3 drops per can. So when you get the can of wet food, mix in 3 drops of colloidal silver for pets and mix it in really well. And then give her like half in the morning and half at night or whatever you do. Keep in mind, you guys, also that animals are the same as people when it comes to like when you're not eating, you're healing. So only give them their morning meal or their evening meal. I mean, even Jackson Galaxy says only feed them once a day, but don't give them constant snacks throughout the day, because then that keeps your body in a state of having to constantly digest and they're not healing. So in a case like this, especially with a chronic condition, she needs adequate time for healing. So she actually needs to go for quite a number of hours, like 10 hours or more, probably like 8 to 10 hours with no food. Water always. Distilled water is best. Don't ever give her tap water. Nobody give your animals tap. Don't drink tap water yourself. Don't give your animals tap water. Bottled water can be bad too, but reverse osmosis and distilled water. And then leave plenty of hours. I mean, I would say at least 4 hours between meals, between when you feed them, but try to go quite a while so that their body, and they'll get used to it, just like we get real hungry at first. But then, once your body gets used to it, your body will just go totally into healing mode for that time. And I'm only eating once a day now. Every once in a while, if I want a little treat, I might have a cute little breakfast thing over here or something. I don't know. Like, I try to go with it, but for the most part, I only eat once a day. So, for just like a 3-hour window or something, because the rest of the time I want my body healing. So, and that is true for our animals as well. Okay. No. Okay, I guess that's it. And 5415. 5415, please. 5415 is a tiger. Okay. Okay. Hi, Amy. This is my first time asking a question this way. It's so exciting. Well, welcome. Welcome. I'm making a decision between 2 men right now and would like your weigh in as to which would be better for me long term. Man number 1 or man number 2. And you don't have to give me names, you guys. I have their names written down. Thank you so much. So this is how the multiple choice works. You can ask me any kind of multiple choice question like this, and you just list it on your end and tell me how many there are. Like, there are 5. Help me figure out which of the 5 is best, of whatever you're asking. Okay. All right. So person number 1. Shishi na pomo Muhammad and I take not tains. He's good. I get it's like it almost feels like you're his mother and you scold him sometimes, and he's just kind of like, okay, do. Like, he doesn't put like a lot of effort in. He doesn't initiate. It feels like he's a little bit lazy. I mean, he does his own stuff. He gets the bare minimum to get by. It's like the bare minimum. He doesn't feel very passionate. He doesn't feel very like, I can't even say he's comfortable, but I wouldn't say that he's like really happy, like as happy as he could be. He doesn't wake up every day like, oh, I can't wait to, like, it doesn't. And he kind of almost sees you more like a mother who takes care of him or something. It's what is he? Okay, let me see. How much Shishinke na Thais? Sampa Uma. I mean, he cares about you if you ever have something going on. That's nice. How much Shishihe na and Sase? I assume this is somebody that you're with currently. It's like you're living together. So it looks like they could also just be showing me what it would be like to live with the person, He just has zero ambition. Just zero. Like he wouldn't plan a trip. He wouldn't do something for your anniversary. He wouldn't, he doesn't even think ahead. He doesn't even, it's just, he feels pretty numb. He really does feel pretty numb. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know. I mean, he looks pretty bored. So he cares about you, but not a lot, not enough to think outside the box and plan something or do something special. It's like you're just a given. So what happens if she leaves this person? Like, is it he just figures. He's just like, yeah, I just figured she'd eventually leave someday. So it feels like he's kind of given up on life in a way, like kind of like doesn't really care. I don't even know if he'd fight for you. I don't even think he'd fight. It doesn't, he would just have to figure out what to do. The funny thing is, whatever he would figure out to do might be more fun for him. It feels like he would like maybe go stay at a friend's house and then he finds that he really loves dart boards or something, like playing darts. It feels like something like that. He's going to find something that brings him more joy. So I don't know. I mean, I guess if you want to be bored, then you would be with that person. I don't know. I don't know. There's not a whole heck of a lot there that I can see. Okay, let me see the number 2 person. If that person is with her, what is that like? More proactive, more of an effort. I do feel he would do things to surprise you and plan things for you. I do feel he cares about your feelings also. I feel like he would be more proactive about all kinds of things. I feel like if you complained a lot about your work or whatever you were doing, and he would be like, well, do something about it. Let's do something about this. Let's be proactive. Like, let's find you a better job, or you need to talk to your manager, or I'll help you and I'll research. And it feels like he's just much more involved. Like he's much more action oriented than the other person. How much? Okay. You're a nurturer. You're a real giver. So whoever you're going to be with is probably going to take advantage of that, but he appreciates it though. He just, like, I see you serving both of these people. But this one is like, thank you so much. And I do feel him being loyal to you, faithful to you, and really just wanting to be totally committed to you. I don't see his eyes wandering to other situations. It's like he wants to feel at home with you and feel like you guys have something really stable. I do feel like he would even bring things up that were uncomfortable to work through them, which is a really great trait to have in a relationship long term like that. I was just asking, like, from where he's at right now to what you guys could have, like, what's getting in the way? Him feeling worthy of it. Yeah. He doesn't quite feel like worthy of it. He's a little bit confused because it is kind of changing his world. Having you in his life and in his world would mean that he has to believe in himself. It's going to call him up because you do care about him and he knows that, and he wouldn't get away with complaining about things in his life without doing something about it. Also, he would require it of himself. So he's just going to make some shifts, and as long as you guys just keep on the same page as much as you can and keep talking to each other, if you do, just be totally honest with each other as best you can. And I feel like it's naturally just going to go forward. I feel like it just, like, I'm not being given much information in terms of like what he's doing or not doing or what's getting in the way, but I would definitely recommend that you watch my playlist all about true love. And Yeah. Hama shin shin akayin sa sehin puma ama ana I hala shin shin itain taheken. I'm encouraging him and telling him the same thing I just told you. Like, just you guys just need to talk, get on the same page, be on the same page, be striving to communicate and be honest with each other. And yeah, it's he just said, yeah, but she's with someone. So so you may have to decide that ho hum isn't good enough for the rest of your life. It's not lighting you on fire. He's not, I mean, all love dies down. You can only be in that passionate, madly in love state for like a year or something, I think they've said. And then it becomes more mature. Then it becomes like, I'm committed to this. I'm going to appreciate this person and make an effort every day to show them I love them and that I treasure them. There has to be an effort that kicks in after that year. Otherwise, you'll go off to the next best thing, and you'll always be doing that and stuck and never really fulfilled and happy in a deep, rich way. So if you want to be happy for the long term in a deep, rich way, then in a really healthy way where somebody's always got your back and you guys are having some, you can build even a stronger and stronger bond all the time. Then yeah, you guys are starting that groundwork now. So I guess it's just a matter of, do you want to just settle for something that's at this point, it doesn't look like neither of you are really putting much effort into it all anymore. And it's kind of like, if it looks like it's fizzling out and it kind of looks like it. So, all right. I hope this helps. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do the general blissing. We'll have a giraffe help us with that. So everybody just drop your shoulders, relax. Think about any kind of an issue that you have or something you want to help the world with right now. And as long as it is within everybody's free will and highest good, then it will be amplified through my light language. She na pula la ke na san sepim hama ma ana ke sa she he na apo homa ama an ta he san se she la krina ai ho ma ana ai ke la sa senchi hela he pum pa homa ana ai ha la ke she la na tain sa se la ha po homa ana tain Sheshe lakide puma amahana ain. Halakichi chimpehaman. Okay, if you want to ask an Ask Amy question for next week, please submit your questions to me by Sunday in American time. Go to awakenedalliance.org and become a member for $22. You immediately get that $22 back on your first order. So it's pretty much free. It is free. Only you just have to do the action of checking the box and saying, yes, I agree to these terms, which are terms of our Constitution. So go ahead and become a member, and then you go to the services tab and submit your question there under Ask Amy, and you will be in next week's premiere. All right, have a beautiful week, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.